Are you interested in knowing the secret skills required in order to be a successful business owner and investor? Then welcome back to this channel. If you've been following along, you already know that the Cashflow Quadrant, that is this book written by Robert Kiyosaki, is more than just a financial model. It is a complete mindset shift. In part 1, we explored the 4 quadrants as explained in this book. That is the E, which stands for employees, the S, self-employed, B, business owner, and I. Right? In part 2, in our previous video, we also learned that shifting to the B and the I side of the quadrants, that is, it means becoming a new version of yourself. That is bringing out the best of you. That is how you can actually shift from the left quadrant to the right quadrant. Now, in today's video, we'll be diving into the part 3 of this book. Remember, I mentioned earlier that this book is divided into 3 parts. So we've seen the part 1. I've been able to share insights with you of the part 1 of this book and also the part 2. I've also been able to share my key takeaways with you. But in this video today, we'll just be diving into the part 3 of this book. Kiyosaki shows us how to actually move, how to actually make that transformation. Kiyosaki actually shows us how to actually make that transition, that transformation, and become the kind of person that strives on the right side of the quadrant. So if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Mabel Franklin, but you can call me Timbel. This is where we explore the world of personal finance and self-improvement through books. And I also do my part in breaking down these books for you, just so that I can encourage you to educate yourself, improve yourself, and pick up that book to read. I also share with you my recommendations, recommended books that I feel you should add to your reading list. So now, let's break down the core ideas and key takeaways from part 3 of this book, titled The Cashflow Quadrant. The part 3 of this book is titled How to Become a Successful B, that is a business owner and an investor. It also makes mention, a point that is so glaring here is we should take baby steps. A lot of us, they feel like if you just start today, maybe start running a business, you're automatically going to get everything or figure everything out. My dear, it will not just happen overnight. You have to take baby steps, take the first steps, after which you grow along the line. Kiyosaki doesn't just tell us what to do. It focuses on who we need to become. Why is that? It's because the mindset or habits of an employee won't work. Kiyosaki doesn't just tell us what to do. It focuses on who we need to become. Why is that so? Because the mindset or an habit of an employee won't work in the world of business owners and investors. You can't just switch sides, like switching from the left side to the right side automatically. You need to grow into the person who can succeed there. That is just what this Kiyosaki is trying to make us understand. The key quote here is, you can't change your quadrants unless you change your core beliefs. So this is the point. You have to develop a new mindset. The number 1 change you need to make is mental. People on the left side of the quadrants, that is the employees and the self-employed, usually think in terms of security, that is job stability, steady paychecks, and comfort. So imagine you're used to that, used to having a steady paychecks, and now you want to just automatically switch to being a business owner where you don't really have a steady paycheck. You think it's going to be easy for you? No. So you cannot just automatically switch. Just take it little by little. While you still have your job, you can start doing something at the side. Start a side hustle, start a business, little by little, then you grow along the line. But you see people on the right side of the quadrants, what they think in terms of freedom, like ownership, leverage, and long-term gain. So Kiyosaki is just simply saying that you must rewire your brain for 1, risk tolerance, 2, delayed gratification, 3, problem solving, 4, leadership, and confidence. The next thing you must do is to build a strong foundation. To truly move into the B and the I quadrant, you need a strong personal foundation made up of 3 key elements. Number 1 is education. So we are not speaking of the traditional schooling here. We're talking about financial literacy. Number 2 is habits. So you have to actually discipline yourself. You need to have a disciplined daily routine like budgeting. Whatever money you're receiving right now, your salary, your paycheck, you need to learn to budget. You need to also keep on learning and planning monthly, weekly about your finances. Like whenever your finances come, you need to plan how you spend it. That is just the honest truth. Every month, if you earn your money monthly or weekly. The third element that matters is your character. So you have to learn honesty. You have to be resilient because it's not easy to be in the right side of the quadrant. It's not easy to run a successful business. So these are skills that are important for you. You need to learn honesty. You need to be resilient. You need to have courage and emotional intelligence. These are key elements if you must build a strong personal foundation for yourself. So Kiyosaki warns that if you don't build a solid foundation, the money you make on the right side won't last. Because we've seen a lot of persons, yes, they once have money, maybe they hit one big business and suddenly you realize that they did not spend it wisely. This cannot always be the case, but there are some persons, if you check yourself, if you know you didn't spend that money wisely, even if that money keeps coming, you keep eating that big money, the next thing is it will not last. That is what Kiyosaki is just making us to understand, that the money will not last if you do not first build a solid foundation. That's your personal foundation. This is key. So the key insight from this is it's not the business or investment that makes you rich. So you might be wondering, then what makes someone rich? It's the person you become in the process, such as you give more than you take, that is focusing on giving value and creating wealth for others. And secondly, you teach financial literacy. You should be willing to educate yourself and others on personal finance and investment. Thirdly, you find a mentor. Have you gone out there to search for a mentor, for somebody that can guide you, that has already been doing that business before you start it, before you even venture into any business? So you have to learn from experienced investors and entrepreneurs. Then fourthly, another thing that is very important is you need to learn to actually pay yourself first. You have to prioritize your financial goals and invest in your assets. So paying yourself first simply means just putting aside some money. Whenever your income comes in or your paycheck, you should be able to have a percentage in mind that you must put aside every single time before you settle any other bills or expenses, because bills will always be bills. There will always be so much expenses to run. So pay yourself first before paying all those other bills. Then fifthly, give back. So these are key things that we actually need to work on ourselves in order for us to be successful. This is what it actually takes to become rich. This is what will make you rich. When you've been able to work on all of these aspects on becoming a better you. So be willing to give back. Share your wealth and knowledge with others. As simple as that. So what this means is you need to actually sit down and map out a plan to get control of your spending habits. You have to learn to minimize your debts and liabilities. Live within your means before you try to increase your means. This is very key, so that you'll be able to actually minimize your expenses, so that you have extra to actually save and also look at investing or joining or starting up a business. You have to cut down a lot of things. It takes discipline. You need to do it. So here's the big idea. Financial freedom doesn't come from having a high-paying job. I know you must be wondering, no, this girl is nothing. That is what I was able to get from this book. Robert Kiyosaki says it plainly that Financial freedom doesn't come from having a high-paying job. This is super amazing, right? It comes from acquiring or creating assets that continuously puts money into your pockets, no matter how small it is. So whether you're working or not, what you must know is if you must achieve financial freedom, then we must be able to actually acquire or create assets that will continuously keep putting money in our pockets. That is where you know, yes, you're on the right path to financial freedom. So I'll be sharing with you my top key takeaways now. Are you ready for me? Yes, so let's do this. So here are my top key takeaways. There are so many interesting points in this book. This book is power packed with informations and knowledge. What I'm just saying is pick up this book. You can get this book, buy it, add it to your reading list so you really enjoy yourself and learn a lot on how you can improve yourself and your finances. Here are my top key takeaways I got from the key steps Kiyosaki outlines in part 3 of this book. So these are the key steps you must take if you must be successful, if you want to be successful in your business as a business owner or as an investor. Then listen to this. KT1, increase your financial education. Knowledge is your greatest asset. Kiyosaki recommends constantly learning about money, investing, taxes, and even market trends. You see, books, seminars, mentors, and real-world experiences all count as part of your financial education. KT2 is decide which asset class fits you best. A lot of us want to invest, but we don't even know where we want to start from. We want to run a business and we don't know where to actually start from. You have to decide for yourself which one fits you best, that you're comfortably with. Kiyosaki actually introduces us to 4 main asset classes to focus on. One of it is real estate, which are actually rental properties, where you have rental properties that generate profits for you or passive income. Second of it is businesses. That is systems that run without you being there every single day. The business keeps running without you being there. But you should know that for you to get to this stage, you have to be actively involved from the onset, so that you can now build the business to the point where it can run by itself. Then the third part of it is paper assets. The paper assets we all know today is the likes of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, etc. Then fourth assets is commodities. We have our commodities. So commodities like gold, silver, or oil. So these are actually the 4 main assets that Kiyosaki introduces us to here. So you can decide which one you want to start with. So the lesson for us here is don't try to master everything at once. You can't do that. Don't try to master, real estate, what you need to do, how you can get involved, or business, all the businesses in the world, or maybe paper assets. You can't just master all of it. You have to, first of all, start with one asset class first that interests you, then you grow from there. I'm sure this is clear. Don't try to master everything at once. Start with one asset class first that interests you, then you grow from there. So my KT3 is start small, but start now, like today. No procrastination. You don't need millions to actually begin. Like for me personally, I was able to check. You can actually invest in stocks with as little as 5,000 naira. You can involve yourself in other asset classes with as little as 5,000 naira. So make your research. Go for what interests you. Just start now. Just start now. Many successful investors you see today, they began with small rental properties or even modest stock investments. So the key is to take action. Don't just sit on knowledge. Just take action. KT4, build cash flow first, acquisition later. So that means you have to take control of your cash flow. Many people actually chase after buy low, sell high, hoping that their assets appreciate, right, before they sell. Kiyosaki actually stresses that we should focus on assets that gives us monthly cash flow first. Then appreciation is a bonus, not the main goal. So the main goal, our main focus should be on assets that can give us monthly cash flow first. Then when it appreciates, that should be a bonus for us. So don't forget, build your cash flow first, then appreciation will come later. KT5, minimize taxes and protect your assets. It's not about avoiding taxes illegally, but it's about structuring your finances so you are rewarded for being an investor or business owner. KT6, surround yourself with the right people. So you want to be able to seek mentors that can push you, people who are specialties in whatever business you want to venture into. Learn from them. Learn about the business you want to venture into, or the investments you wish to go into, or whatever assets you want to invest in. Make sure you learn about it. So the only way you can do that is when you're surrounding yourself with the right set of people. You see, success as a business owner or an investor in the right quadrant requires team. If you want to succeed as a business owner, that shows that you'll be needing managers, you'll be needing the likes of accountants, you'll be needing even lawyers, mentors, and business partners if you want to succeed as a business owner. Oftentimes, employees and self-employed, they usually try to do it all by themselves. And we know that's the case. A self-employed person will want to do everything by himself. I'm good at everything, all by themselves. But that is not the case with being an investor and business owner. Because at this right quadrant, what they do is they build networks and systems. So surround yourself with the right people. 37 is keep the long-term vision. So building assets isn't instant. That is just what it is. There will be setbacks. There would always be setbacks, mistakes, and risks. It involves all of that. So you have to have your vision in mind at all times. Otherwise, you will just give up. For you not to give up, you must always keep the long-term vision in your head at all time. So the real difference between those who succeed and those who fail is mindset and persistence. So a lot of us lack persistence, and this I've learned and I'll definitely apply. To be persistent as anything I eventually venture into, or whatever business I want to start with. That is it for the insight of the part 3 of the cash flow quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. The most powerful takeaway so far in all of what I've seen from this book is that we shouldn't wait for the perfect time or perfect amount of money before we start. We can start small, focus on cash flow, and let your education grow along with you as you go with your assets. Keep learning. The more you learn about your assets, your investments, or your business you want to venture into, the more you grow. So if you found this video helpful at all, do not forget to please do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe for more book reviews, and financial insights, and drop a comment below. Let me hear it. Which asset class are you most interested in? Is it real estate? Is it business? Is it paper assets or commodities? Let me hear it in the comment section below. Let's hear it and let's interact. Thank you so much for watching down to the end of this video. And remember, it's not how much you make, it is how much you keep and how hard your money works for you. So remember, this is the book for the month titled The Richest Man in Babylon for today. Did you go through this book this August? If no problem, you still have time, so you can always pick it up, add it to your reading list. It's highly recommended. Then remember, I'll be sharing with you the review of this book in the next video. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video.